I'm Myke Shrews,
And I'm Tivis,
and you're listening to
the Munster Cast.
episode 99 for real this time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Munster Cast, the podcast where we watch and talk about the Munsters and Munsters adjacent. I'm, of course, your host, Myke Shrews, here with my co-host and friend, Tivis. So, Tivis, please tell everybody out in the Munsterverse. How you been, dude?
I've been doing all right.
Awesome,
Got some
awesome.
doors in the possible future that will hopefully open. Who knows?
Right on. Pretty sweet. Just for everybody's brains and stuff, if you're not on Facebook or Instagram where we posted about missing the episodes over the last few weeks, some of the episodes were delayed because of personal stuff, and then last week was delayed because, well, there's a video online that we posted that shows in real time, right when we realized that one of us didn't watch the proper episode, things were messed up, and yeah. So we're back for episode 99. Finally, after all these weeks. Tivis is pointing at me, but like 2 weeks ago, he was the one who didn't watch the right episode. So, I mean, there's a whole mess of things. We're only human, right? We're not monsters, so we can't be perfect like the Munsters. We're very fallible, actually. Never mind. It's a bad example. Anyways, guys, real quick, let's dive on into some dirty business. You can find the Munster Cast on social media. That is Facebook and Instagram and Twitter via the Munster Cast. The Twitter's being run by a bot, so it's like automatic uploads that we have from our site. You can also find some of, like, if you're not on Facebook or Instagram and you only do like TikTok, if you follow me at Myke Shrews on TikTok, you can find synopsis time over there. So I've been posting that on my personal TikTok channel. It's literally the only thing that's on my TikTok because I just started it. I was like, let me see what this does over here for the show and stuff like that.
You will never find me on TikTok. You will find me on Vine.
I mean, you're technically on TikTok if I'm posting videos of you.
I didn't consent to this.
China owns you now, sir. You can also see our pretty ugly faces every Munster Monday by swinging on over to youtube.com/@TheMunsterCast. I think that you still need to use the @ symbol. So just go over there to youtube.com/@TheMunsterCast. Hit the subscribe button so you don't have to keep finding us every week by the URL, guys. All of our content is in one place. Our video and audio and everything like that will be in that one area. You can also swing on over to TheMunsterCast.com. That is TheMunsterCast.com. And over there is everything that we do in one spot. Links to everything that we have, any of our affiliate links, any of our store links, all that fun stuff. There is a little microphone icon on the right-hand side of the page. You can click that, leave us a voicemail, which we can play on the episode here. Definitely take advantage of doing that, guys. Definitely. Then you can also swing on over to the tab that says shop, or you can just go over to TheMunsterCast.com/merch, and that URL will take you to our shop regardless of whatever site we decide to end up moving to or using or anything like that. Just be weary of the scam sites. There are people out there that are taking images and things like that of ours and trying to sell them off as like their own personal stuff. We do not consent. We do not partner with anybody like that. So we are a one-stop shop, 100% independent. So always go to TheMunsterCast.com/merch if you want to guarantee that you're getting stuff from us. Then you can also, if you have any issues with the sites, any issues with us as hosts, any issues with our opinions on the Munsters, please email us at TheMunsterCast@outlook.com. You can also send your love to there if you want, send us any of your comments, anything that you want to talk about Munster related. If you want to try and get on the show, want to talk about why you love the Munsters, all that fun stuff, send it to us, guys. You can also send us fanfic stuff, fan films if you have them, do all that stuff. You can do it through social media as well. But the MunsterCast at outlook.com, we have that directly on our phones. Well, I do. I don't know if Tivis does. Do you have it on your phone? The email hooked up?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So we get those, both of us.
I'm the one who clears out the junk mail because
Yeah,
you don't.
diaper ads and stuff.
You just let it sit there, so I have a notification of an Ow!
Why? Ow.
Just
all right.
body slammed my foot.
You can
Why?
You can also do what, Tivis? Do you want me to finish up?
Ow! No, we have a Patreon. I'm taking your toy away. We have a Patreon that is mostly just a tip jar. You could go there to support us because podcasting is not free on our end. It's free for you, and we love the support for those of you that have given it to us. Thank you so much. It helps so much. And
yes,
we're hoping to get some more support, so maybe we can start going to some cons and stuff and keep the talk of the Munsters going, as we go into this new TV show. And maybe we can finally get some of these unreleased things out for people to purchase, whether they want them or not. It'd just be nice to have them.
Right on.
But
yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
I'm going. You're good.
Well, I was gonna say a way to support the show specifically that really helps is leaving a comment on your podcatcher of choice. That's how Apple judges who gets you seen on the charts, is people leaving comments, so it gets more eyes and ears on us. Commenting on YouTube, it boosts us there. Leaving a review, we love 5-star reviews, we appreciate those, we want you to leave those, but we also appreciate constructive criticism. So please and let us know, and actually let us know. Don't be a dick.
Does YouTube doesn't have a way for people to leave reviews besides just whatever people say in comments, right? Yeah. So I mean, you guys can take advantage of the comments on YouTube if you only watch YouTube, but you can
give us a thumbs up. But they got rid of the review system after Google bought them.
Gotcha. But if you only watch the videos and you want to leave us an actual review that you're not gonna have to worry about somebody else in the comments trying to attack you for your personal opinion or something, feel free. We have it set up on the website where you can leave a review directly to the website as well, and it gets mixed in with all of the Apple reviews and all the other podcatchers and stuff like that. So definitely take advantage of that, guys, if you want to write out your reviews and stuff like that. So,
and we do listen to feedback. We have changed the show in the past thanks to it.
Also, I do want to point out, we have not had arguments in our comments, but I just know, just in case some people are weary about that, we haven't had any arguments in the
YouTube
comments. YouTube
has been very, very nice to us for now. I know it's not always that way, but
have they?
Well, I haven't seen any negative ones toward us on YouTube.
Yeah. Oh, you mean the people? Gotcha.
Yeah. The comments.
Gotcha.
The comments in our videos.
I was gonna say the algorithm isn't nice to us at all. Anyways, what are we talking about today, Tivis?
Today we are talking about Deadlock. After weeks, after months, after years, we finally get to this freaking episode. Okay.
We were in a deadlock for this episode, bro.
Season 2, episode 22. We got 2 left of the season. Or, with both shows combined, 116. Probably should check that math. I'm not going to. Aired Saturday, May 26th, 1990.
You can tell we do a lot of studying for this show.
It's just math. I mean, there's 70 episodes of the original. How many were there of season 1? 24 plus 22. That should be 116. I don't know. If I'm wrong, let me know. This
Plus
was
the
written.
pilots.
I didn't count those because they didn't technically air. Those are episode 0.
Yeah.
This was written by Janice Peroni and Bruce Teicher, I think. Now, this is this team's second episode of the series, the last being The Trial, coincidentally enough. And they will return again next season for 2 more episodes. This was directed by Lee Lockheed. This is his second to last episode. The last time we saw him, Myke, thicker than water.
Okay.
So he's got great stuff under his belt.
Yeah.
There's only one guest listed in the credits and on IMDb, even though there's a whole room full of people at one point. And multiple of them have speaking roles.
Mm-hmm.
But we have Greg Lewis as Mr. Spinoza. Now, Greg, his first credit is for Laverne and Shirley. Then let's see, going through here, we got he was in Logan's Run. That is something I have not talked about in a while. I love that movie. He was in the 83 Angel movie. Who's the Boss? He was a bartender. He was in an episode of The Love Boat, Misfits of Science, Night Court. I feel like we get a lot of that. 5 episodes of Fresno. Falcon Crest. It's a Living. He was 3 episodes of that. Married with Children. He was in that. He will be back next season as a different character. Just looking, American Kickboxer 2. I've never heard of that one. Murder, She Wrote.
I was looking at the end credits too, and even at the end credits, they don't say any of the other actors' names.
Ooh,
that's weird.
Yeah, Sabrina the Teenage Witch. My wife has currently been going through that. Oh, he was in an episode of Power Rangers Lightspeed Rescue. Underrated season of Power Rangers. Let's see, going through the Princess Diaries 2. An episode of Gilmore Girls, an episode of Desperate Housewives. So there's another Munsters connection because the
Princess
Munsters
Diaries, House, like the Anne Hathaway one.
Yes.
Okay.
But yeah, the Desperate Housewives, the Munsters house was, I believe, last used in that show. He was an episode of How I Met Your Mother, 2 Broke Girls, which I'm not a fan of. Workaholics is the last thing they have credited. But they do have something coming up called Garage Sale, which is allegedly in post-production with no estimated release date. So,
okay.
Yeah. But in total, that is 85 acting credits. He's got 2 writing credits. He wrote for additional dialogue for American Kickboxer 2 and was a writer on Guns and Lipstick.
Okay.
Oh, and apparently he performed in a song in Night Court.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, if anyone out there that watched this episode or is going to watch it, comment on YouTube or on social media, or just hit us up through email and stuff. Let us know if you know who any of these other actors are. I might do some screenshots of their faces and see if I can Google search them by Google image search and see if that works or anything.
Frank.
What's that?
Set up the Frank signal.
Yeah. Or Nice Guy, if you know any of these guys that were in this episode too, besides the credited ones. So definitely check. Let us know, guys, because we would love to give them credit, even if it's a shout out in a few episodes later or just in general. So yeah. Or if somebody out there, knows who these people are, maybe add them to the IMDb, if you have IMDb Pro and stuff like that. So yeah. Definitely. I got rid of my IMDb Pro because it was just ridiculous and they weren't letting me do anything with it. I was like, screw you guys.
Yeah, why even pay them then?
Yeah. At that point. All right, man.
You're back.
What is this?
It's synopsis time.
It's synopsis time. Oh, yeah. All right. Synopsis time for Deadlocked, which aired May 26, 1990. As Tivis previously stated, on this episode of The Munsters Today, Herman is dead, then alive again, as Grandpa is snoozing in an iron lung, and our civic duty is put on the line as a room of jurors are about to make equality history for all womankind as they are put to the test against a defendant of Kelly Cochran status. Will Herman convince them of a sham? Will Grandpa keep his wits, or will he go fat crazy while shaming Dan Connor? Will Marilyn and Eddie finally get their chance on the phone? Will Eddie drown in some gravy? Will Herman give a speech that would make Kamala's writers jealous? Will Grandpa vibrate himself to sleep? Will Lily get a day to relax? And will chaos ensue? Find out this week on The Munsters Today.
Oh, that was yeah. Some of those back-to-back transitions in that was was quite jarring. All right, so
you're welcome.
Going from a
go from what
candidate to Grandpa in a motel bed is the whiplash.
Yeah, it's fun.
All right,
I had fun with it. I was just like, oh, this was an interesting episode. Let me do this. For people who don't know also who Kelly Cochran is, she was convicted of killing her husband in 2016. Look her up if you want, or killing her husband and lover, I think it was at the same time. Or was it her husband and her husband's lover? One of those two. Yeah.
I want you to know my wife started
both
listening
men.
to true crime podcasts, and I'm like, God, now I'm getting it from both ends.
That's what she said. Oh
no. We open with Grandpa yelling into the phone about his civic rights. Eddie asks who he's talking to, and turns out no one. He's just on hold. Marilyn is in there painting her nails. She mentioned that he's been on hold for an hour and 45 minutes. That is nothing. Last year, my wife, no joke, spent 6 hours waiting for unemployment to finally talk to her. That is not an exaggeration.
That's ridiculous. Was that when they were doing the whole unemployment, like the whole country was trying to file for it and shit?
I mean, last year, who knows?
Oh, last year? No, it was more like during shutdown stuff.
No,
when everybody was. Well, I know like people were getting hung up on during the shutdown stuff. Like they were like, yeah, we can't handle that volume.
I'll tell you what, though, her patience was rewarded because while I was on the phone for only half an hour, the lady I had was rude as hell. Hers was so nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, Eddie tells him they have rights.
I'd never filed for freaking unemployment. I was just like, you know what? I guess I should just go get a job. I never really dawned on me to file for free money. No, not that that's kind of like a very mean thing to say, but I was just like, yeah, I might as well just go find some more work. Let's do it.
I mean, it's not exactly. I worked for this.
Yeah, I
half
get it.
my paycheck with federal taxes still removed.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
But anyway, Eddie tells him they have rights too, and it's like, hey, give me the phone. But Grandpa grabs his arm and says, "There is no right more important than getting out of jury duty. So back off."
Truth, bro. Truth. I almost got called for it this past year.
I almost got put on a jury, but then I asked to use the restroom, and I was in the bathroom far longer than the 5-minute break he gave us.
So when I was younger in age, I used to get the calls like constantly, like the paper in the mail and shit. And I would just ignore them. I just got really lucky that I was never called in for it. This past year, it was like you couldn't just call. I had to like go online and do this survey and weird stuff. And I was just like, I guess I should probably do it because I've gotten really lucky over the last couple decades. So I was like, yeah, maybe I should do it.
Now, I know we have international listeners. I don't know how it works over there, but for us, you registered to vote, you signed up for the army draft and jury duty. It's an automatic thing. If you want to have a voice in our government, you have to do this stuff.
Which is interesting, though, at the same time, because like convicted felons can still join the military, but they can't vote or serve.
Does
on
that
jury
also
duty.
mean they're disqualified for the draft?
That'd be interesting to know, because like to me, I'd be like, just send everyone in prison into the war. Like,
well, let's not do that. Some people in there are actually innocent.
I mean, you pick and choose, like
some of them, sure. Then we get a situation like StarCraft, where most of the military is criminals and you can't trust them. But
I'm just waiting for the day that eventually we get to the point where we're in the world. Like, what was that one? Was Gamer? Were they messing with inmates in Gamer? The Gerard Butler one?
I don't know that one.
I don't remember, but the one with the cars, I forget the name of it. Death Race.
I've never seen that either.
Death Race is about inmates in prison, and like they basically like put them in the races. If you win so many death races, then you get out of jail, you get out of prison. But it's like a really harsh prison and stuff. But this shit is televised too. And like the inmates start to become kind of celebrities in the sight of society because everyone wants to see like their person, their racer win and stuff like that. So yeah, and I'm just waiting for the day that happens, because I can see it.
We they kind of recycle that concept for The Condemned, that WWE Battle Royale movie with Stone Cold Steve Austin, and I think the second one has Randy Orton.
One. Yeah, I never
the first
watched
one I loved. The second one I have not seen, but we are getting way off topic.
Hey man, it's court and jail and people.
This is jury duty. It's not exactly exciting. Most of us have the same mentality as Grandpa here, which is why I'm like, okay, it's this episode. Got it. Deadlock. I get it now. All right. Now, shush. Someone is finally answering. He asks if they excuse professionals, as he has an active membership in the AVA, the American Vampires Association. You idiot.
Well, what aren't you? What do you mean I'm too old? Of course, I'm old. I'm not elderly. I'm a sole provider for a rat and a skeleton.
Yeah. Somebody has it marked as retired.
Yeah.
What? How can I come down there to fill out a form if I can't even walk? He's trying every excuse in the book.
He's like, are you going to pay for my travels? Are you going to pay for my iron lung to be delivered? What do you mean? I'm laying in it right now.
Yeah. I got wires running to 3 life support machines.
And then Eddie looks over at Marilyn and says something about, oh, this must be how he got out of what was the life insurance policy from some home.
No,
Is that what he says?
Something about he got rid of the owed widow from the senior center. So I'm like, is this like a girlfriend he had that he ghosted?
Yeah. When though? Was it after his wife came back? Because as far as we knew, Grandpa was faithful until then. Up till then, at least.
If this was original Grandpa, he would have just buried her in the yard. Let's be real.
If this was original Grandpa, he would have made a machine to like transport himself out of jury duty.
He made a machine to rig elections.
Yeah. Which all it did was rain.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why we had so much rain around election time.
So Grandpa continues to try and get out of this until he just stops mid-sentence. A jail sentence of how long? He's like, I'm sorry. about being so rough, but I'm in mourning. You see, my son-in-law passed. They sent him a summons too? Fine, cross us both off the list.
Yeah.
At that moment, Herman walks in this very nice tan suit with blue flower in his pocket and a bow tie. A great honor has been bestowed upon him, and he has to look worthy of it. Grandpa tells him he owes him for getting him off jury duty, and Herman is pissed. He wanted to be on that jury. Well, too bad.
Oh, it was his civic duty, man. You can't. Yeah.
And Grandpa's like, too bad. I told him you're dead. You no longer have to worry about jury duty or taxes. Herman's like, you lied to an official about if I was alive or dead? Do you know how much paperwork which is true for people who have accidentally been filed as dead while they're still alive, to get their stuff back is such a pain in the ass. You should only have to require to show up in person to prove you're alive.
But to be fair, it's just Grandpa on the phone telling somebody he's dead. That person on the phone has no actual power.
Still, Herman is justifiably mad here.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Yeah, it's yeah. I've always wanted to try and just fake my death, but I'm epileptic, so I need medicine, and there's only a few ways to get it. You kind of need unless I'm gonna break into the Walgreens every freaking month.
You say that like you have in the past.
Oh, well, some of us were really, really poor, but no, I'm just.
So Grandpa's like, hey, look, I don't know which one you are anyway, so does it matter? He's like, no, you stripped me of my citizenship, which is also true. That happens when you're dead.
Yeah.
Herman calls and tells the person, he's like, rumors of my death have been greatly exaggerated. And Grandpa is pissed he got through in a matter of seconds.
Yeah.
Herman gets himself put back on the list and puts Grandpa's name on the same jury as punishment. Grandpa immediately redials and is put back on hold. He gives up and is so mad at Herman for sticking him in a booth with a bunch of people too dumb to try and get off. Herman says how he didn't try to get himself off just by proving Grandpa's point. What? Oh, he's like, what do you mean? I didn't try and get myself off. And Grandpa's like, I get what I wrote there now.
I was like, what? I was like, Tivis, you're saying get off way too much. Like, can we dial that down?
No.
It's a family-ish show.
No. So at dinner, Lily is setting the table with the kids. She got on this it's like a very maroon violet looking dress this time. It's honestly a really cool color. I don't think I've seen this one before.
Yeah, it's it's nice and vibrant on her without being like neon, which is good. Also mixed with her skin tone, which helps. So yeah. And then Herman's also wearing like his khaki.
Yeah, the tan suit.
Yeah.
With the blue flower. Herman and Grandpa come in and she asks how it went. Herman is so happy and Grandpa is so miserable.
Yeah.
It was just like in the movies. Horror movies. First, Grandpa spent 45 minutes being held captive listening to Vietnamese radio in the car. He then circled the parking lot in front of 19 empty spaces. They were for handicapped people.
I had my Grandpa then goes, well, I had my foldable crutches in the glove compartment.
Lily's like, look, yeah, but what was it like inside? But Grandpa continues, a living hell. The guards aren't there for the prisoners. They're there to make sure we don't escape.
Right.
Herman joins in saying the jury is the most wonderful representation of the melting pot of America. Grandpa says it's more like everything stuck to the bottom. Oh God. They wander over to the table. Herman yanks away Grandpa's drink, telling him they aren't supposed to have alcohol or talk about the case. Grandpa yanks it back, and Herman grabs his meal to go eat upstairs, where he won't be tempted to talk about anything.
Yeah. Oh wait, did you? Let me see here. I'm trying to see where. Oh no, that's later. Okay, never mind.
Eddie's like,
"Hey,
hey,
out of order."
So what kind of case is it? And Lily's like, no, they can't talk about it. Shut up, child. It's like, just sit down and we're going to leave you alone.
Yeah.
Like, fine. As long as you don't bother me, I can't reveal what kind of trial it is. Now pass me the ice pick, Marilyn.
And Eddie gets like this, like the look on his face, dude. It's just like, really, Dad?
And
I wonder.
He starts pouring gravy on his taters, and Herman's like, do you have to drown those? Grandpa now groans in agony over Herman.
Yeah.
Marilyn puts 2 and 2 together and thinks she's pretty positive which case they're looking at. Lily is excited.
How much detail are they giving the public at this point in time? That like there's a drowning, an ice pick. Like you don't get that much detail usually before the case is like really public, especially in the 90s. Come on now.
How much detail was out there about OJ?
He was like a huge case though, because it was OJ, and then he had the whole like.
Well, by the sound of it, this is a very rich people.
Stuff.
So who knows how they got rich? Are they famous? Are they?
OJ was like OJ. He was the juice man. He played sports and then went into acting. So
we have no idea.
And his wife or ex-wife or whatever the heck they consider them at the time. There was ex-wife, right? At that point,
I couldn't.
If not, she was by the end.
That's wrong.
That's so wrong.
Lily
OJ totally killed her, right? He totally killed her.
Oh, definitely.
No allegedly anymore. He's dead, so it doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah, no, he definitely. I mean, who writes a book about how you get away with it if you didn't get away with it?
Yeah.
Also, he
the
lost
whole world,
the
world,
case.
When the whole freaking world knows that you did it, and then you have the balls though to write a book about how to get away with doing it if you did it. I mean, that's some like I'm rubbing it basically into the family's face and the court system's face, dude, because really they weren't able to get him.
Sucks for the family is they won the civic case.
Yeah. And then we're all like, hey, you know, his best friend was the Kardashians' dad, but now they're all famous for what?
Yeah.
Just saying.
So Lily's excited. Like, wait, is that the case where the wife killed the husband with an ice pick and threw the body in the pool to try and get rid of it? That is not how pools work. Yeah, Herman's like, no. Grandpa says, yeah. It's like, how could you reveal that? How could I? You're the one with murder weapons in every bite. Grandpa then grabs his food and leaves before he produces enough stomach acid to digest himself. The state can make me spend all my days with this man. They cannot make me spend all my nights. Cut to the jury being sequestered into a motel.
Yeah, where it's Herman and Grandpa sleeping in a bed in a like a twin bed together. It wasn't even like
a twin. It's like a single.
That's what a twin is, right?
Is it?
Yeah,
I don't know.
They're in a twin size bed. They're in the decent sized twin bed.
Sure. Whatever you buy for teenagers, that's what.
Yeah, one of my teens has a freaking queen. We didn't buy it for him. It was just like we gave my in-laws our mattress when we got a new bed, and we didn't want to get rid of their mattress because it's one of those nice thick foam ones. So that's what one of my teens uses. And then our other teen, he has a full And then my youngest has a twin.
Okay.
Boom, boom, boom. And then we got king. So it's one for each, one size. It keeps going up.
Yeah, we got
lucky. I want an Alaskan king, but it won't fit in my room.
Yeah. All right.
Or Shaq's bed. I would love Shaq's bed too. The circle one.
So
yeah, I'm taking you on beds, dude.
I don't want you to take me on a bed. Grandpa wonders why they had to pick a dumb motel like this. Because the state is cheap.
Yeah.
It's the only place he's ever been that has paper for both the toilet and the bed, which Grandpa says toilet weird. Turlet. Yeah.
Yeah. It's the turlet. The turlet. They used to do that on Impractical Jokers. The turlet 20 joke. Remember that?
No.
The turlet.
I've seen so many Jokers. It's like started replacing itself. At least justice will be served, says, this is Herman. Some justice. The murderer is out on bail enjoying her life while I'm locked in the circle of hell with Shirley Temple.
Just kind of true. That happens more times than not for court cases where it depends on the extremity of the crime.
But also how much money the person...
right.
If you can afford the bail...
right,
you can do whatever you want pretty much.
Right. And it's crazy because they'll just let them out, and like Grandpa says, and this is 100% true, but the jury has to stay locked up in places. It's like the jury is in jail for their crimes because they I was like,
when we get towards the end of this trial, I want to hear your opinion on whether you think this lady is guilty or not. Not so much how the story goes.
Right.
Grandpa tries to break off the lock of the TV, and Herman's like, "What are you doing? We can't see the news about the case, especially with deliberations starting." Grandpa's, "What deliberations? We do a quick vote in the morning and get the hell out of here."
Yeah.
Herman, I'm warning you, if you put your arm around me or calling me Lillian one more time tonight, you will not survive.
See, the old Grandpa would love that.
Yeah. Grandpa kicks the TV and the whole jury run in to enjoy it. Herman tries once again to stop it, but Grandpa's like, "Hey,
not only is the jury running in, but like one chick is running in her towel like she just walked out of the shower.
Yeah. TV.
She has a shower cap on and everything. I'm like, I mean, several of the women have shower caps on, but this chick has a towel wrapped around her like she literally just walked out of the shower or was about to get into the shower. And I'm just like, what the heck are we
doing? Yeah. Yeah. Grandpa's like, "Look, we're watching the bullfights in Tijuana. The chances of them talking about this court case are that then it gets interrupted by a breaking bulletin about the case. Apparently, this has made global news. The woman will be, this lady will be the first woman sent to the electric chair in the state in 50 years. And Grandpa's like, "Finally, equal rights pay off."
Yeah.
Grandpa then begins deliberations now. But Herman's like, no. We got to wait till morning. A dude walks up and tells him, "Will you shut up? Anyone in the room, who finds this woman guilty?" Everyone but Herman raises their hand. The man then looks at Herman, who's in favor of killing Herman Munster. Everyone raises their hand. Grandpa raises both. Which was a nice little touch.
Did you do the whole first woman thing yet?
Or is that coming up? The equal rights.
Yeah, equal rights. Yeah. Okay.
So now we get a little time skip. Herman is hanging up laundry to dry in the room, talking about how quiet it is with everyone in the rec room. "Hey, did they invite you, Grandpa?" And Grandpa's like, "Yeah, it was a toss-up to being seen with those freaks and you." Herman's like, "I never got the invite." You don't think that was on purpose, do you? No. Why would they exclude the one person keeping them locked up week after week? And I'm like, how long has this trial been going on at this point? Herman's clothesline falls and his underwear lands on Grandpa's head. He is so pleased. So at that point, the rest of the jury arrive and tell Herman they have petitioned for a hung jury. But the judge wouldn't accept it. So they asked for Herman's removal based on him being insane. The judge said he's not insane, just stupid. So they're like, we've come to smarten you up.
I just love how they all bust into the room constantly.
Yeah, I'm honestly shocked they're not holding baseball bats with like lines like this.
Yeah,
we're here to smarten you up here.
Little like mob mentality, like pitchfork kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm. So,
but without the pitchforks, clearly.
Here's where we get a little more information about the case. How can you keep insisting this woman is innocent? She tried to kill her husband 6 times before. Grandpa chimes in with, once in front of 540 witnesses at a supermarket opening. I'm like, well done. Wait. Did she try and use the scissors? You know how they cut the ribbons?
Yeah, the giant ones.
What? Grandpa's, I don't know who said this, but it's the most open and shut case in modern criminal history, and you are the only one convinced she's innocent.
Mm-hmm.
Herman then informs them he isn't sure. He just thinks if you're going to send someone to the electric chair, you should at least talk about it first, and he's not wrong. But the dude chimes in saying they've been talking for 21 weeks.
Yeah.
Holy crap, Herman, you're an a-hole. Herman then asked if they think one woman's life...
did. They said 21 weeks. I was thinking in my head. I even wrote it in my notes 21 weeks, but I was thinking in my head 21 days. 21 weeks is a whole... That's like half a year.
Almost. Herman's like, do you not think one woman's life is worth just 21 weeks of yours? No. I agree with them. Grandpa jumps in. If this keeps up, my trial will be next. And the dude, he's like, look, in your father-in-law's defense, it behooves you to know the rest of us are agreement with him.
Yeah. And then Herman's like, great, now my father-in-law is threatening to kill me.
Herman,
good.
Yeah, he's like, I can't take much more. Fine, I give up. And everyone cheers until an older woman says, Herman has an honest face and is very polite. She doesn't think he should go through this alone, so she's changing her vote. The mob turns on her.
Yeah.
But not as much as Grandpa, who just makes a cross sign at both of them. If this ends with Herman saying she did it, they deserve to string him up like a piñata.
Oh, yeah.
So we time skip again.
Did you write that in your notes?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And I firmly believe it. You're putting these people through all of this, and then you're finally going to say she did it? No, they deserve to beat the crap out of you.
I mean, that's pretty much how I feel like any jury is like at that point, because there are some that, they're in there for a minute, and it's at that point where you're just like, all right, who the hell are we waiting on?
Myke, they're in there for many minutes.
Many minutes.
So we get another time skip. Herman's doing more laundry. Grandpa has a steak and a cupcake with a candle in it. He never thought he would have to spend his birthday in this dump. Herman's, hey, cheer up. Look, Lily sent us a photo so we know what the kids look like now.
Wait, you still have a wife? You're still married? Are we sure this is Eddie? And not
Eddie's son?
Eddie's son, yeah. But Herman, before that, Herman's like, wait, is that little peach fuzz on Eddie's face? Herman, your son's a werewolf. There's always hair on his face.
So, yeah, that's true. Grandpa's like, look, why are you even here? You promised to leave me alone on my birthday.
Yeah.
Why can't you just give it up? Herman can't give up now that he's gaining momentum. It's 8-4 now. And Grandpa's like, wow, 3 votes in 31 weeks. At this rate, you will have the whole jury swung in 20 years. I'm like, okay, hold up. This is now 7 months they've been in this motel.
Mm-hmm.
How has no one smothered him in his sleep yet?
Why are they in a motel, bro? Like,
because the state is cheap.
But the motel is the easiest way for you to, at least a hotel, you can lock them up. You can like be like, this whole floor is for the jurors, and that's it. At the motel, I mean, it's wide open as soon as you walk out of the door.
Again, it just proves how cheap the friggin' state is.
I think it's just in this situation or California.
Okay. We're going back to what I said now. All right. Let's just say you drum up enough votes to get this woman off. Who is going to thank you? You think George and Barbara Bush are going to invite you to the White House? Herman has been a gravedigger his entire life.
Wasn't Clinton president by this time? When did Clinton become president? Oh, 93. Okay.
Yeah.
I was a baby then. How would I remember? Come on.
Yeah.
Well, not
yeah,
baby,
it was my first
still.
3 years of my life. So, he's been a gravedigger his entire life. This is his chance to make his mark on the world. If the free this is Grandpa. If the free world seemed to hang on this like you think it does, why are they only paying us $6 a day, which is roughly $14.44 today?
Oh, they don't pay. Yeah, they don't pay shit.
Mm-hmm.
I think our jury thing, it was like $15 a day. If they only had you there for like half a day, it was weird. Like, yeah. But there was only like, it was a little amount for the first few days, and then if it was extended, then it was like an extra $2 for every day following. And I was like, no, I make way more just going to work, guys. Leave me be. And it was for the well, hopefully everyone makes more going to work.
So Herman's like, hey, are you positive you want to be alone on your birthday? And Grandpa like blows up. He's like, leave and never come back.
As he opens the door.
Yeah. The rest of the jury is there and shouts surprise from the hallway. Grandpa's like, oh yeah, thank you. Shuts the door in their faces and tells Herman to get out and hang the do not decide.
What motel has a hallway?
Yeah. Motel 6? Those are inside, aren't they?
I think it's all outside still.
Is it?
The balconies are outside usually. I guess it depends where and when and the amount of money they put into it. But the last one that I had been to was all outside stuff.
Why would anyone ever go to a motel?
Because I needed somewhere to stay, and I was broke, and I needed somewhere to stay out of town. Look here. Sometimes just people you do it, and you hope to God that you're not at the motel that's like by the hour. You're good.
So yeah, Grandpa tells him to get out with the rest of them and hang the do not disturb sign. But before leaving, Herman begins singing the free use public birthday song that everyone sang before it became public domain in 2016. That he's a jolly good fellow.
Yeah.
Time skip again. Herman is in front of a chalkboard showing that she was too short to have stuck her husband. When
carry him, right? It was to
not yet. And when he strapped the couch to the old lady
Oh.
yesterday, he proved she couldn't have moved her 300-pound husband from the master bedroom to the pool. You
What was this
trying to
guy?
kill this lady?
But what was this guy if he was 300 pounds? Was he Herman's brother?
I
Or was
mean,
he just like a really, like, was he a
dude,
wrestler?
I'm just shy of 300, so.
Yeah, but this is supposed to be some rich, oh, I guess rich people are, yeah, they just don't give a shit at that point.
Yeah. The one dude speaks up again, who I can only assume is the guy who's credited, Mr. Spinoza or whatever his name is. He's like,
Yeah.
hey, can you shut up so we can watch Roseanne? The next episode is where the traveling salesman dies in her kitchen. And the old lady is real excited by that premise. And to be honest, it does sound good. Is that an actual episode?
I think so.
Is it?
Believe
Okay.
so. I believe so. I remember there being something like that. I mean, I can look it up real quick while you keep talking, but yeah.
Well, I was just gonna say, I've been doing my sitcom watch, and I'm in the fall of '88, so I just reached Roseanne. And while I loved it when I was younger, I don't have memory of it all, so I'm excited to do a complete watch of it. And oh my god, dude, that pilot episode makes Married with Children seem happy.
Yeah, it's the 21st episode of
Whew.
season 1.
Okay.
The door-to-door salesman dies in the kitchen is titled Death and Stuff. Connors
Okay.
must deal with the body of a salesman who dies in their kitchen while they try to repair the refrigerator and potential buyers are in the house. Oh yeah,
That's
they're
exciting.
trying to sell the refrigerator, I think it was.
Ooh.
And they had they were trying to get people to buy it while there was a dead body in the house. I vaguely remember that one.
Okay.
I think it was that they were trying to sell the refrigerator. They're trying to sell something in their house.
Well, I look forward to when I eventually get to it in the spring of '89. But
It sounds like a song. The spring of '89.
So the guy who I assume is Mr. Spinoza says she's the only one who has the motive. And Herman's like, look, here's my thinking about this. There was one other person, the dead husband. And this dude is about to die of high blood pressure. Because he is angry every sentence he speaks.
Yeah.
Herman begins to explain as Grandpa moves his chair in front of the TV and turns it up. Herman thinks the dude decided to end his own life and stage it to look like a murder to get back at her. Spinoza's like, the only eyewitness swore under oath that he was the guy in the pool, though. Yeah. Herman suggests the husband was holding his breath and the witness didn't bother to stick around long enough to find out. Herman, buddy, the police would know if they retrieved a waterlogged body or not.
So, to be fair, okay. This has happened. This is things like this have happened in the real world, though.
Okay, I'm glad you're here since you are well versed on horrible murderers.
So, like, I mean, when the body is in the water for too long, anyways, it bloats. Sometimes it's almost unrecognizable to a certain to a point. So in that instance, the body could have been bloated to a point of unrecognizability, to the basic people. And who's going to identify the body at that point?
Yeah, this was before DNA.
So in that case, it would just be like, oh, the guy saw the guy in the pool. By the time everyone gets there, there's a bloated body in the pool now because they didn't pull the body out of the pool like a freaking person would. If they like saw a body in the pool, you'd be freaking out and be like, oh my God, I need to get them out of the pool. But no, the body would end up bloating to a degree. It depends. I don't know how well they bloat with chlorine water or whatever with the pools and stuff, but they do float. So he could have thrown like a fucking dead body in there already just to take his place.
I was going to say, so you're saying he may have replaced himself with another person that was killed?
Right, either that or got like a cadaver or something like that. You know, if he's really a rich guy, I'm sure he could find a way to get out of it.
All right, I'll give it to you. So Spinoza says no one can hold their breath that long. Herman says, well, we're about to find out. I'm going to go prove it by holding my head underwater in the bathtub for the same amount of time. Herman grabs the clock and puts it on the TV, asking Grandpa to get him in 5 minutes. Grandpa absolutely is not going to do that. So time skipped everyone enjoying a pregnant Roseanne, as Grandpa put it.
I didn't know Roseanne was pregnant. That's not Roseanne. That's shit. Who is the actor's name who plays Dan Connor? Darn it.
Oh, John Goodman.
John Goodman. Yes. Why am I blanking on that? Yeah, the guy was like, oh, that's John Goodman.
I will not have someone just besmirching the good name of John Goodman. Writers. John Goodman is a national treasure. How dare you?
Truth.
Yeah. Oh my God, it's been 11 minutes. They rushed to go check Herman. A lady asks if he's okay as Herman comes coughing back into the room. And Spinoza's like, I have no clue. What color would he have been if he wasn't?
Very true. Very true.
The John Goodman hater in the room calls for another vote to see if she's innocent. Everyone but Grandpa raises their hand this time. The tides have turned. Time skip. Herman is on the phone with Sam. Who's Sam? Who knows? They are meeting in his room.
Sam is Sam Dracula.
No. Grandpa's in the room. Also, his name's Vladimir.
Oh, yeah, that's right. It's Sam in the original.
So they're meeting in his room next Thursday.
Confusing people.
And Herman's like, yes, I'll be sure to come alone. And Grandpa's like, who cares if they don't like me? Herman corrects him. They loathe you.
It's not that they don't like you. They loathe you. Yeah.
Herman puts a coin in the slot that makes the bed bounce all around while him and Grandpa are laying on it. Grandpa tells
the crap my wife would do, dang it. Like, it's not that they don't like you. They just really hate you.
Oh, I thought you were going to say to have a conversation with the bed bounce.
We do that too, because our bed does like vibrate. The
Myke lore that I am learning throughout
it's one of
the
those
show.
ones that it like you can lift the head up or the feet up, but you can also like turn it on and it does like vibrations and stuff.
Does it take a quarter?
No. It takes a remote. There's also a bed light connected to it. So
that's actually useful.
It is useful. It's very useful.
Should put that on their stuff.
But also, like, say we didn't have because I have drawers that I put under the bed that I built there for it. But if I didn't have those there and you heard a sound under the bed, you could just hit the light and see if a shadow reflects off of it. And then you'd know if someone's under the bed or not. I think more people should have those.
I think hotels should have those. The amount of bodies they found underneath beds in the past couple of years is ridiculous.
Yeah, but in the hotels, when the bodies are found, so in the hotel beds, it's like you have to lift the mattress up, the platform, and then you put the body in there, and then you put the platform back down the mattress.
Oh no,
there is no like under the bed. You can't. Usually, there's a platform that goes all the way to the floor.
There is, but a lot of the ones that I've been hearing in the news reports are literally still those hotels that are just open underneath.
Oh,
they just pushed them underneath and left them there, and apparently no one smelt them.
That's weird.
Yeah,
that's weird. Yeah.
But
because even in a fully air conditioned building, you would still smell that.
You would hope so. But honestly, at this point, since they've been stuck in this place for well over 7 months now, probably close to a year,
Mhm.
this is probably just any form like what hit that thing. Grandpa tells him that from day one, he hasn't wavered in his thoughts. He isn't about to now. He's like, "How long have we known each other?" Herman's like, "Several hundred years." "And in all that time, have you ever known me to change my mind on anything?" The bed stops, and Herman says only once, when he changed from creamy to chunky peanut butter. And I gotta say, it's a hard argument to deny. I have really come to enjoy chunky peanut butter as I age.
I like chunky peanut butter.
Oh, it's so good.
It's because we
Sorry.
like the feeling of nuts in our mouth to this. That's what it is.
Sorry for those who have peanut allergies. So the rest of the jury come in asking if there has been any progress made. And Herman's like, "Nope. We will just have to
No.
go over all the facts again." And Grandpa's like, "Don't bother." I was like, "Look, 11 jurors now find her innocent. We all want to know why you're so sure she's guilty." Grandpa leaps from the bed. "It's a simple case. Why make it so complicated?" He looks at everyone else. "This man comes in, tells you all a fairy tale, and you believe him. You have any idea who you're following? This is a man who turned over his car to a hunchback who claimed to be a parking valet at McDonald's."
Mm-hmm.
Herman's like, "Hey, I'm not the one on trial here this time." Grandpa now comes clean that after all these weeks, like, "You think I'm going to give Herman the satisfaction of victory here? Nah." So now we get this speech.
Yeah.
It is a very similar, actually, it may have been literally the same one he gave when he was on trial. The same music begins playing and everything. "These 12 people have been selected to do the most cornerstone part of the American way, to decide if this woman lives or dies at the electric chair in the most fair and just way possible. They can't let their founding fathers down." And Grandpa finally caves. He will finally say anything to get out of there. Today is a giant clearance sale at the Today is the giant clearance sale at the Coffin City, and I'm not missing that, damn it. So they all agree she is innocent. Myke,
Yeah.
do you agree with this verdict?
I don't agree with how they came to the decision of the verdict. I don't agree that a jury should be making up conspiracy theories as to why or how or whatever, if someone is guilty or not. I think that a jury, if Herman is truly wanting to do his civic duty and everything, the jurors should be listening to the evidence given to them within the court, the confines of the court. Nowhere else, not your imagination, nothing like that.
No, definitely
That's
not
how
strapping couches to old ladies.
Well, I truly feel unless this information was given within the confines of the court, there is absolutely no reason that they should be using this information and changing their vote to not guilty. That is my personal opinion on that specific matter, because it is all hearsay at this point from Herman's imagination of what he has probably read throughout his years of, all the macabre and stuff like that he's had in his life and every movie that was going around.
I do think that if they did have a question about this lady being able to lift 300 pounds, that should be addressed in the courtroom, not them talking in the motel.
Yes. It's literally the lawyers' jobs, the prosecutors, whatever you want to call them. It's their jobs to make sure that the proper evidence is given to have a conviction or anything, so it's not a mistrial. I also feel that, like I said, you can't take conspiracy into your civic duty of being the juror when the juror is only supposed to take the information that they are given from the people who have spent they probably spent about a year or so trying to put this case together in the first place. Usually murder cases take freaking forever for them to put the case together and make sure they have all the details, they're rock solid and everything. Also, maybe don't make a decision unless you see this husband walking around somewhere.
I think she's guilty for the simple fact that she was caught trying to do this 6 times, one in front of a crowd of people.
Yeah. But now at the same time, I will say, I think Carol Baskin killed her husband from Tiger King. So
probably,
let's just say, and that's like 100% like conspiratorial, like circumstantial too. But I'm also not a juror, so it's not my freaking job.
I don't know anything about that because I have no interest. I know that she's taking care of a couple of Kenny Hedrick's tigers since
now
PETA came and stole his stuff, or took from his personal zoo, which I think I've said this before, but I will flat out say again, personal zoos I don't agree with. But the way these animals were taken by PETA and thrown into cement cells to die is not how you do things.
Or they release them back into the wild when they're so domesticated it doesn't help at all.
So I'm grateful that a couple tigers went to her reserve at least.
Yeah, I shot a show at her preserve way before Tiger King.
Did you find anything?
Just parts of a dead husband. No, I just. I'm sorry, people. I love everybody out there. And Carol Baskin, if you watch it or listen to this, we love you. We're just jokes.
I don't know.
They're memes. Yeah, I don't know anybody. But no, like I said, straight up, with the way that they come to their verdict, absolutely not. She should be found guilty with the way that they came to their verdict. I feel that if the show potentially gave a little more detail of what was going on in the courtroom, we could then make a better decision. But with the information as the jurors should be doing, I am doing with the information I am given from this show, she's guilty. That woman is guilty for killing her husband, throwing him in the pool, and everything. Also, Herman, there are things called wheelbarrows and all these other things to move a 300-pound human being if you can't pick them up. I don't understand why people automatically assume just because it's a little person that they can't pick up a big person when all you have to do is get them on a platform that has wheels on it, and then you can wheel them over.
Mm-hmm.
And not only that, if she's killing her husband, it's probably for financial gain, but also she probably has a side piece, and that side piece is helping.
Yeah, that's what I thought too, is there might be someone else involved who didn't get caught.
And because it's a pool that he drowns in, it's probably the pool boy, Julio.
Oh, the witness? You think it's the witness?
Yeah. Wait, is Julio the name of the witness?
No, that's okay. The pool boy is the witness.
Oh, yeah. I guarantee it's probably him.
That's honestly when I was watching this, I thought that, but yeah, I do not agree with how they come to this conclusion at all. It basically Stockholm syndrome.
Yeah. And not only that, it goes against what Herman is talking about the whole episode about their civic duty.
And honestly, I'm sure there's probably rules in place. I don't know them. I'm not a lawyer or a judge or involved in any court proceedings, but if you have a jury locked up this long, I think you have to rotate them, because you're going to get people like this who just break down and will say whatever to get out of it.
Well, the jurors aren't actually supposed to be talking about it outside of the
No, but they're
specified
still
court hearing areas.
locked up though.
Yeah.
They can't go anywhere. They have to rely on, horrible people delivering their food and sticking their fingers and everything. DoorDash is not a good service. Stop using it, people.
Oh, to never have sponsors.
DoorDash, if you want to sponsor us, I will stop telling people the truth.
All right. So yeah, that's my thoughts on the verdict there.
Yeah. Right.
Is there's just no ethical, civical way that they should have come to that conclusion without the prosecutors giving the proper information.
Yeah, agreed.
So
should we knock out this final scene?
Final scenes.
Yeah.
Alrighty. We get a nice long cut of the exterior in this between the shots. Yeah. They actually do a longer cut of the exterior of the house, and you get like a lot of wind blowing, almost like a Western. I was waiting for the little bush to go by. Woo.
Herman and Grandpa are eating at the dining room table, finally home, and dreaming of their own beds for the first time in probably a year.
Yeah.
Lily comes in with the mail. He tells her they should sleep in tomorrow and then head to Mockingbird Heights Hilton for a light brunch. Do people go to hotels just to eat?
I'm sure that some people will go to like some hotels have like restaurants within them. I'm trying to think if we've ever gone to a specific hotel just to eat. I mean, like the conference areas will have restaurants and stuff in them. So yeah, I guess I probably have myself, and not like at the actual and stayed at that hotel. Yeah.
I can't say we ever have, but yeah, whatever.
Yeah. When you travel more, you end up doing stuff like that just to experience different things around the town, the foods and the diners and stuff like that. So yeah.
So Lily's like, that sounds wonderful, but I'm afraid I can't make it. She then shows him her summons. Grandpa drops his fork in shock, and we freeze frame on Herman's disappointed face, reading the jury duty letter for Lily.
So, I mean, we're all under the assumption then, right, that it was a mistrial and they're going to try her.
Possibly.
Like, that's what I was under assumption of, is like she's going back to have to do this trial again because her husband screwed up with his imagination and false information.
I mean, that is a very
say today.
Good chance. I just assumed it was random, horrible luck because there's trials happening all the damn time. And just because you get the summons doesn't mean you're going to be on the jury. That's not an automatic thing. They pick people.
Right. And you're not getting the summons a day before, by the way. Sorry, Lily.
You could also use my mother-in-law's trick. Take a known racist author. Get their book from the secondhand shop so you're not giving them any money, and just take it with you and pretend to read it. She has always been released. Never asked to be on a jury once.
But that only works if the person you're trying is a different race than you, right?
I don't know what kind of trials she's possibly been a part of.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, make yourself controversial. They won't want you.
Maybe that's why I don't get picked ever.
Or asked to use the bathroom, apparently. I'm sorry.
I got a small bladder. Sorry, guys.
You don't know what kind of medical condition I have. I don't have one, but you still don't know that.
I wonder if my epilepsy prevents me from being picked. That'd be interesting.
Maybe if they're going to have like some video Anyway, thoughts on this episode? You
My thought, I mean, I pretty much gave most of my thoughts. Yeah. With the whole their whole conviction and everything was just it's bogus. I
know.
wouldn't I wouldn't do it. Um I wouldn't say not guilty based on the information given. Is his idea, his theory plausible? Yeah, 100% plausible. There are plenty of ways that people have faked their deaths and done other things all the time, and just disappeared. And there are more people out there that probably have faked their death and disappeared and are still walking around than we know of. And I'm not even just talking about like famous people or rich people, like they're in general. Like there are a lot of people out there that more than people probably think of, for sure. So that idea that Herman has, it's plausible. Would be kind of cool to see it made into a movie. So, hey, there you go, writers. Get on it. But yeah, I don't really have a whole lot to say other than what I've already said. So, I enjoyed the episode. It was a fun little thrill before we dive on into what's coming next for the next two episodes. So, fun little end point before we get into some other stuff real quick. And then we only have two more episodes of the Munsters today for season 2 to watch for the year. So that'll be fun to get through, bud. Yeah. What did you think, dude? Thoughts? Thoughts and prayers? No,
It
just
was an
thoughts.
all right episode. It didn't have as much weight to it as I think Thicker Than Water did, but
Yeah.
it was an interesting look into attempting to show the show has done some interesting things with show. Also, we were out of the house for majority of the episode. I can't complain that much. I've been asking for that for so long. Thank you. But
Yeah.
How they've been showing some interesting aspects to different parts of life during all this. And,
Right.
there's another one coming up in the future. But I kind of appreciate them attempting to tackle these things, even if they're not showing a very accurate representation of such.
Well, I mean, that's what sitcoms do for the majority of stuff is they hyperbolic things. They make it seem a little more funnier what it actually is. They take things, they take real life things and make it so it's enjoyable to watch, but also bringing to light what real life shit can be.
I feel like the show is doing it a lot, though, and I appreciate that. It's
Yeah.
not like
Yeah.
the friggin' Married with Children episode where he sells his wife's Barbie and then they have to walk the streets trying to find his buyer. That's
I remember that one. That's funny though.
it's funny, but I prefer things like this. This is cool.
Married with
Give me some
Children
satire.
Married with Children is a huge hyperbolic take on like the American family as like just like the I guess they considered it lower class. They were considered low class, which is sad because he owned a freaking house, a car, and had a job. So I mean, I don't know how much lower can you get? I guess but yeah, because they were a very hyperbolic family of like the situations that would arise, or like his daughter being hot, or like how like his wife didn't work, so she was the one always wanting to bone, and he was just like too tired of it. He was like, I can't right now. I can't. And of course, the whole the dad who's living in his glory days of being that football player and stuff like that. So high school football player. Wait, didn't he play college, didn't he? Or no, it was just high school.
I haven't got to that backstory yet, so I don't know.
Okay. Yeah. So
I can't help you. I'm sorry.
yeah, no, you're good. Or
I
like the
remember
Geeky
bits and
Sun
pieces
and
of the
stuff.
show. I just what's like Roseanne. I going start to finish. It's
Yeah.
a refresher.
Gotcha. Yeah, dude. Yeah. It was a pretty fun one though. So,
Yeah.
and like you said, like them getting into some more real life, like kind of stuff. They're not really necessarily focusing like on this episode and stuff like that. They're not every episode isn't necessarily focusing on the fact that they are monsters, which is awesome because that's supposed to be the sidestep into them. Because at least with this show, the Munsters Today show, because them being monsters is just what they are, and they're living in this normal world and having the same situations and the same, things happening within their family or their work environment and stuff. Same with the original show. They were different fan looking. So back in the 60s, of course, they focused more on that aspect of them being different because they were tackling those ideals at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think this show, if you want to in retrospect and stuff of it, when you look back at this show today, because they're not necessarily focusing on their looks, they're kind of showing you that no matter how he looks, no matter what background they come from, they still have to deal with these same issues that you are dealing with for the majority of things.
Yeah.
I mean, we all don't have to worry about our dragon eating the mailman or something, but the majority of stuff, besides the cultural differences, everything else is about the same. So
And like I said, I really appreciate this one getting us out of the house for like majority of we were only there at the very beginning and the very end. So, I very much appreciate that.
right.
But I don't know. The story overall, it's kind of just middle of the pack for me.
Okay. Awesome. I think that's all we got, right?
Yep.
Talk about next week's next week. We are talking about. Oh, it doesn't go up there. There we go. Celebrating 100 episodes, guys. Starting next week. We are doing 2 parts, so we are going to have episode 100 part 1.
We're giving them extra stuff.
Fortunately for you, unfortunately for the editor, we are doing 2 parts, part 1 and part 2 of episode 100, so that you guys can enjoy those conversations. We have a special guest on each episode coming in and everything, so hopefully you guys enjoy that. Hopefully you enjoy everything that we have coming. I know after our 100th episode stuff is done, we will be jumping back onto the final 2 episodes of the Munsters Today. And then we have a plan set up for the rest of the year. Basically, we are going to take a mini vacation again.
Like we did last year.
Like we did last year and the year before, just for the holiday.
Well, this time it'll be planned.
Yeah. This time we actually planned everything out and stuff. So we'll be taking a nice vacation for Christmas and stuff like that. So we will let everybody know all of that detail going on once we get to the final episode of the Munsters Today season 2, and then when we will be back for season 3, because that's the final season, man. What is that, like 20 episodes, 22 episodes?
I believe 24. They're all 24.
Okay, so like basically half a year left once we get back of the Munsters shows anyways. So we hope that you guys enjoyed this episode today. We hope that you guys enjoy our 100th episode, part 1 and part 2. And I don't know anything else to say. Tivis, you got any final words?
Our 100th episode will be dropping for our 3rd year anniversary as well. So what
Awesome.
Perfect fortuitous timing.
Wait, so that's like next week, or not? Yeah, next week from this week.
Yeah, because we premiered the first week of October.
Awesome. Sweet. All right, man. Any other final words?
Thank you everyone for joining us. We hope this was a good episode for you. It was fun for me.
Yeah, I had fun too.
Yeah, that sounded convincing.
I may have said some things that might annoy people, especially if they watch Tiger King.
But no, thank you all. For those of you who are giving support to us, we can't thank you enough. You are amazing.
Yeah.
And everyone leaving comments, continue to do so. Send us your stories, send us stuff. Send it to our website, email, leave it all over the place. Who cares? Just let us put it in a place where we can see it. We love to see it.
Yeah. And if you guys do have like stories or fan film stuff, we can feature that stuff on the website. Like we'll watch through it, read through it, whatever, and then we can post it onto the website if you want to say that you're a published person on a website that gives you that opportunity to do so. So definitely take advantage of that. If you guys want to write any articles for any of the Munster movies, anything like that, and you want them published on the website, we will do that for you guys. So definitely take advantage of it, of the outlet and everything. That way you can just share your articles off to anywhere you want. Not saying that everybody that does the writings can't do it themselves, but we're just giving you that outlet if you want it. For
we got the platform, we might as well use it.
Right. Definitely, guys. Also remember, Carol Baskin killed her husband, and we will catch y'all next time as we take another stroll down 1313 Mockingbird Lane.
Handsome, like your father. You can be black or yellow or white.